Live, and my hair's sticking up. All right, if you're just coming along on the replay, I appreciate that. Waiting on some people to come into the chat. Had to run to Lowe's for a little bit to get some glue and work on some projects or a project this afternoon. Finish up a project. Try and film some footage. And Raz is here. Hello, Raz. Welcome to my live stream. You're catching one live today. How about that? Look at my hair. Oh my gosh. What little I got and it's sticking up all over the place. Yeah, I am at Lowe's, sitting in the parking lot. I don't have Wi-Fi at home, so my live streams, or the quality of my live streams, have been pretty bad. So I've been trying to make sure that I go someplace that I can get Wi-Fi and get decent live streams. Bran is here. Hi, Bran. Welcome to the live stream. I think it's the first time you've caught me live. I think you just subscribed last night, right? On Raz's live. I'll tell you what, I've gotten more followers from being on Raz's channel than anything else. She is great. Yeah, first time. Cool. Cool. Even though they aren't perfect, you can still see me and hear me at my house. Okay. Yeah, it's just a real glitchy, and the pixelation is messed up. You're getting ready to cut the lawn. Sorry about that. I'm. You can call me Mr. Procrastination. You see my shirt I got on today? The man, the myth, the legend. At least in my mind, I am. I have a few exes that don't believe that, but love it. Yep. Wow, I show 11 people in here right now. Gage Patrick, hello. Perfect shirt for me. Why is my mustache yellow? Actually, I've got like tints of red in it. So, Ophelia, I don't know. It's white white hair. I used to have brown or darker hair, but um, yeah, for some reason I got red in my mustache. So, T is here. Welcome, T. It's afternoon for me. T, I know you're out in Cali. Everyone hit the like. Yep, double tap that screen. It's very fashionable. Well, thank you. About 2 months ago, just before I started doing YouTube, I mean, I had a beard for a long time. I always kept it fairly short. And I changed and been shaving off the beard lately and went with this. This is in honor of my brother. Um, he wore he wore a, what do they call it, soul patch, and yeah. Brandon T are here. Ophelia, I've never seen you on the channel before. Hopefully you enjoy this. Go watch some of my videos. See if the content's what you enjoy, and definitely subscribe if you do. I got a bunch of stuff in there. Got a whole playlist of my trip to Savannah. Stuff about starting YouTube as a 65-year-old man. And then the motto of my channel, which is "Get Busy Living" from the movie Shawshank Redemption. So I got a playlist of that as well. Get Busy Living playlist. I listened to your advice, Raz, and created some playlists. They do help. So I've been hiding Raz. No, no. I said something about Raz starting a channel. She said she was going to do something about helping people with YouTube, older people, or yeah, older people with YouTube. And then last night I just threw that out there about the dogs. Yeah, I didn't know she was starting that channel. Reagan is in here. Hi, Reagan. Yeah, I wasn't keeping any secrets. Raz and I aren't colluding in the background. Thought we conspired together. No, no. If we conspired together, we'd just create a channel together. It'd be a super channel then. Look out, Mr. Beast. Nobody knew except her son, except Raz's son. Yep. Angie, hi. How are you? Welcome to the chat. We should start a super channel. Yeah. Angie says hi. Famita is here. Welcome, Famita. That intuition, Dave. Yeah, like I said last night, great minds think alike. Been dealing with a bit of stress lately, Reagan. Yeah, it's life's tough, but you're young. You can get through it. You should start posting on your channel. You just get cold feet. Yeah, I was that way for a long time. I actually have another channel. I started, I don't know, 2 years ago, and I'd always heard about doing a faceless channel, and it's like motivational quotes and stuff like that, but it's all just, video and motivational quotes. And I got up to like 80 subscribers, and then it just flatlined from there, and I just quit. My motivation went out the window. I couldn't motivate myself with my own motivation or with motivational quotes. So, but yeah, it's still out there. I'm at 90 subs now. Cool, cool, cool. Raz says the only way to get that comfort zone bigger is to push through it. Yeah, yeah, it's I enjoy doing this. It's a lot of fun for me. Angie asked how old I am. I'm 65. You're too amazing to keep your face off the screen. Everybody in the chat, sub him. Thank you, Famita. Double tap that screen. Angie, I don't know if you heard a minute ago, I do have other videos. I have a bunch of videos on YouTube. Go check those out later on and see if you like the content I'm putting out there, and definitely subscribe to my channel if you'd like. Got a few playlists on there, trip to Savannah, couple videos about starting YouTube as an older person. So Reagan's got to go now, but take care. Oh, shoot. Losing it quick here. And have an amazing day. Hopefully see you and Raz in the near future. Yeah, look, we'll see you soon, Reagan. Everything's going to be all right. Just push through. Raz, I'm picturing your laugh right now. If I had let my fear stop me, none of us would be here today. That's true. That's true. Yeah, Angie, as I was saying, yeah, check out my channel, see what you think, and if you like it, definitely give me a sub, and keep watching. I try to post 3 videos a week, and I'm working on some stuff. That's what I came up here to get glue for, is to finish up a project I'm working on in the basement, building some wooden flags. And the biggest thing, my biggest struggle has been getting them downloaded to my computer. And I was trying to download them directly to the editing software I had, and that wasn't working. I was getting the audio, but I wasn't getting the video. And so I figured out how to download stuff from my phone directly to my computer and save it in a file on my computer. And once I did that, yeah, it's I actually have it now. So now all I gotta do is just learn the editing software a little bit better so I can put the videos together. So maybe in a couple days I'll have some videos out of me working in my workshop and building those flags, and show you a couple other things that I've built. So we definitely appreciate you coming along, Angie. Welcome. There's a bunch of people here in the chat that I've met through another channel, Raz Adventures with Raz. And then Bren is here, T is here, Reagan was here earlier. All of them I've met through Raz's channel, and so pretty good group of people. So looks like you might be leaving. I do appreciate you coming by. Like I said, check out my other videos. Wouldn't even know where to start with making videos, like downloading and editing. Yeah, it's tough for me. I'm not very tech savvy, so I struggle through, and sometimes it takes me. I'll figure out how to do something, and then when I go to do it again, I forget completely how to do it. So T says I've given up on editing. It is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, well, like I said in my last video about starting YouTube, is I try to, the videos that I do have posted, I've very little editing, very, very little editing. Raz says she can help you, Bren. I don't know how to say it. Jao Paulo. Welcome in. Bren will take you up on that, Raz. Yeah, even the stuff I'm doing right now, I mean, the editing I'm going to do to them going to be pretty minimal. I'll just, you know, I'm building 10 flags, and it takes 130 strips for the 10 flags. There's 13 strips of wood in each flag, so that's going to be 130 strips of wood that I have to cut. And obviously, you know, I'm not going to film every bit of that and show all that. So J-Dog is here. Welcome, J-Dog. Nice to see you in my chat. We learn as we go. Absolutely. Absolutely. And even this old dog can learn new tricks. I know I just got off of Raz's live, and she was asking everybody what they were doing today, but anybody, what are y'all doing today? And J-Dog, if you don't mind, you said it was your mom's birthday coming up. How old's your mom going to be? Mustang is here. Wow, got all the gang here. Welcome, Mustang. Good to see you in my chat. Bren is procrastinating cutting the lawn. Yeah, I got mine cut yesterday morning. I'm glad I did, because it's been raining ever since. So, and it was getting pretty high. But well, I got the front yard done, front and the sides. Still need to do the backyard. But yeah, it's like in the low 70s here today. I'm not used to this. J-Dog gonna play some basketball or go cycling today. You gonna go live today, J-Dog? Mustang's at the dog shelter taking a break. T with her poems. Most likely go live. All right, I'll see if I can catch it. I'm gonna be down in my workshop all day, and I'll have my phone with me, so I'm sure I'll get an alert if I'll be listening to some music. Whose birthday? It's gonna be J Dog's mom's birthday is coming up. There's some people pulling up beside me. You want to talk to them? Anybody? Get their numbers. Yeah, I think he's older than I am, T. Yeah, it's a couple. They're holding hands anyway, T. So he's already spoken for her. Sorry about that. But yeah, he's every bit of 70 years old. You volunteer at the animal shelter on Sundays. You do a deep clean to keep things healthy for the critters. Okay, cool. That's good of you, Mustang. In my grocery delivery stuff that I do there for a while, I was delivering to a little, I don't know, is an animal shelter that someone converted their house into an animal shelter, and I don't know, they had about a dozen cats and dogs, and they would order dog food and stuff, and yeah, I thought about volunteering there. There's a channel, can't remember the guy's name, but I think the channel is called like Sitting with Dogs. The guy goes in and sits with like abused, or yeah, abused animals, abused dogs, and it's a pretty cool channel when he goes in and he just sits down with those dogs and gets them to eventually open up to him and sit in his lap. Animals are amazing. Yes, they are. I don't know if you've ever seen that channel, Mustang, but yeah, it's called Sitting with Dogs, I think. And guy, I mean, he's got a whole YouTube channel, and that's how he lives. He makes his living off of that YouTube channel, and also raises a lot of money for the dogs. He's got merch and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, I mean, he does a good job with it. Friend, my dream is to just go to the shelters and give all the animals attention and love, but I couldn't handle it if they were gone the next day. Yeah, but they'd probably, well, if they went to a home, that'd be a good thing. And that's the other thing that guy does, is he helps to get them adopted. Actually, he's fostered a few animals himself, to help the shelter out, to be able, so that they're not overcrowded. So, and he works with several different foster organizations to foster the animals. So I think he only deals with the dogs. Um, must not be a cat guy, cat person. It would be hard though to be in there taking care of an animal like that, and then yeah, knowing that they're the next time you go, they're not going to be there. You watch that YouTube channel? Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. You can tell I'm on YouTube way too much. That's good. That's good. I've learned a lot from watching YouTube. I definitely use it as a reference tool. And if you want to learn how to do anything, just look it up on YouTube. Wish we would have had that when I was younger. Had to figure stuff out for myself. When I bought my first house, I had no idea what I was doing, fixing it up, and yeah, put an interior door on the exterior of the house. That was a big mistake. If look at, if you don't know the difference, look at your doors. The ones on your closet and your bedrooms, they're real thin, and they don't even come all the way to the ground. And yeah, I put that on. I put an interior door because it was cheap. It was a lot cheaper than an exterior door, so I didn't even know what the difference was. But it was leading out to my garage. It wasn't leading out to the outside of the house. But Bren would be on there all day if he didn't work so much. Dave, you are. Mustang says, "Hey Raz, Dave, you're on the right side of YouTube. You make a ton of friends." Yeah, yeah, I definitely have. That's the coolest part for me. Um, I've been living alone for about close to 3 years now, and the loneliness can definitely get to you after a while. Um, I have gone days without speaking a word to anybody other than yelling at myself. Most of that's in my head, though, so was in my head. No kill shelter is definitely a plus. Yeah, yeah. That one that I was delivering to, um, you could tell that they were on a very tight budget. Um, and the I mean, they were buying the cheapest dog food they could get, and but that's all, I'm sure that's all they had. So live streams help with that. Yeah, building up friendships. Absolutely, absolutely. I I come on Raz's live stream, and today I got on there and I had all these people saying hi, Dave, and it just, I don't know, warmed my heart, um, to know that I've built some friendships through. Never met any of these people. Most of them I've never seen even an image of them, but yeah, it definitely warms my heart to know that these people reach out as soon as I jump on the live stream. So, and now I got all you people here. This is probably the most people I think I've ever had on the live stream at one time. Right now I'm showing 6 people on here, so that's pretty impressive. And then people watch my replays of my lives. Never thought, seriously, I didn't think that anybody would do that. Especially, an hour long live. I mean, that's that's not live. It's like watching a replay of the Super Bowl. Not not purposely not watching the original or the live, and then watching a replay of the Super Bowl after you know who already won. So I guess it is entertaining though. It does help though, yeah, because the watch hours definitely will will help. And I've gotten a lot of watch hours from my lives. So let's see. T's getting philosophical on us again. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us, Dave. You're right. You're right. Joe Mama is here. True friends will support you. You call them reruns? Okay. Joe Mama, hey everyone. He's not lurking here. He's got to come out and talk. I'd like to see a picture of you, Joe, with your pink hair. I just keep picturing you with pink paint in your hair after last night's stream. I got everybody here. Raz, Mustang, T. I'm probably going to forget some people. Bren, Joe, Famito, I think, was in here a minute ago. Reagan was here. All Raz's friends have come to join Dave. Every time I see someone type "Hey Joe," I always think of the Jimi Hendrix song. T, your boyfriend just came back out. I'll see if I can catch him on video for you. Oh, he's a sweet guy. He's opening up the door for his wife. You're not just Raz's friend, you're my friend too. Look at that. What a sweet man. What a gentleman. You think you caught something wrong when you heard it, Bren? Um, yeah, Joe was talking about painting yesterday. He said he had paint in his hair, and we all assumed it was pink paint, I think. You want some southern accent? I'm from the north. I'm a Yankee. I'm not. I'm not from down here. I always type y'all just because I live down here. Kitty Wells got a good one. Hey Joe. Yeah, you want yo hear that southern accent. I mean, I could talk in a southern accent, but it's not very damn authentic. Probably sound like Forrest Gump there. Stupid is, stupid does. Mama once told me. How's that for a southern accent? I need to have 1K subs so YouTube doesn't keep your streams private. They don't keep my streams private. They're public. I have to switch them over to. Let me ask Raz about that. After you're done with your live stream, do you have to go in and manually switch them over to public for the replay or the rerun, as Mustang calls them? I do have a little bit of a southern twang. Yeah, I'm from southern Ohio. How's that? You do. You do as well, Raz, even with your mass number of subscribers. After you monetize, it's different. Okay. Okay. You want some? You'll teach me when I get there. Okay. Acacia. Hi, how are you? Welcome. It's all about the 4,000 watch hours, isn't it? J Dog? Yes, I want some. Yeah, that's the watch hours is important. Absolutely. 4K, yeah. 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in the last 365 days. There was a thunderstorm on Thursday. Whereas 3 hours and 10 seconds last night. Yeah, and all the people that were watching, every one of those people count for well, at least if they were there for the full 3 hours, that all counts 3 hours per person. So that definitely adds up. I mean, I don't get a lot of people on my live streams, but I mean, I've got a couple live streams that got I don't know, eight hours, and all my live streams are right around an hour. So Um, 3K gives you super chats. Okay. That's what J Dog was talking about. Nothing adds up after monetizing, though. Yeah, but you still have to stay above 4,000 watch hours in the past 365 days. So if something happens and you drop off and nobody's watching any of your videos anymore, then, or you're not posting or anything like that, then you drop below 4,000 hours in 365 days. Um, wouldn't that demonetize you, I guess? I don't know if that's the word or not, but 1K gives you super chats, need more views. Okay. I think it's 3,000 for to get super chats enabled. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I'm still under 100 subs, and I think I got about 140 hours of watch time right now. So I got ways to go, but I'm gonna shoot that one video that's just gonna skyrocket me. T believes in you and is willing to trust you with friendship. Absolutely. Yes, 3K for super chats. Okay. Once I hit 3K, then I'm a multi-millionaire, right? Your J Dog's at 880 subs, 280 watch hours. Okay. Yeah, your subs are growing quite a bit, J Dog. I've been watching that. Raz, did you see the grass greener message? I didn't see it either, so I don't know if Raz saw it or not. Yeah, she didn't see it either, Joe. Joe cuts his grass so short though, doesn't have a chance to grow. It's kind of like my hair. It definitely fluctuates between 875 and 885. Yeah. See, right now I'm so low in subs, or the numbers so low that the other day I was at 88, and then the next time I looked at it I was at 87. I was like, oh man, I lost a sub. And I started thinking, what did I do? What did I do to lose a sub? Yeah, Joe, tell us about the grass being greener. Yeah, it's hard not to stress the numbers though, especially when you're new and watching that. Um, just be consistent. That's what I'm trying to do with the lives. I skipped a day on Friday of going live, but yeah, no, go see when you get a chance. What is it? Is it a video, Joe, or what? About the grass being greener. You had 28 people unfollow you in one day. Oh my God! Right now, that'd break my heart. I'd go back into deep depression. Hmm. Thing is, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Yeah, it is part of the game. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you think the grass is greener. When I left active duty Air Force, I thought I was doing the right thing. Because when I was active duty, I got my degrees and I was trying to get a commission in the Air Force, active duty Air Force, and I kept applying and wasn't getting it. So I left there and went to the Air National Guard. and because I knew I could get a commission with the Air National Guard, and I did. But then once I got my commission, I couldn't get back on active duty. So, and that was my goal, was to do 20 years and retire as a captain or a major or something like that. But yeah, get a guitar and lip sync, you will be famous. Yeah. Raz is, where am I looking for the grass, Joe? Last night's chat. I don't remember it either, Joe. Just tell me now. Jeez. Should put that in all caps, Raz. J Dog's gonna go. All right, J Dog. Good to see you again. Take care of yourself. I'll watch for your live stream later. Unless you try to do something beyond what you have already mastered, you will never grow. That's true. That is true. Thing is, it's it's hard to. A lot of people get stuck with trying to master something and never satisfied with their progress in that one thing, and so they don't try other things. So the grass stays green where you water it. Yeah, when I was down in Savannah, um, I may have told you guys this already, but there was a, I think it was a doormat, and it had a picture of like a wiener dog, and the saying underneath the wiener dog was standing in grass, and the saying says, "The grass is greener under my wiener." Dave, I told you in '79 I almost enlisted in the Air Force. They wouldn't put what they promised on paper. Yeah, yeah. When I joined the Air Force. I was kind of desperate. I just got married. I had a baby on the way, and um, was working minimum wage job, and so I joined. It was called Open, where no guarantee on a job or anything, and I just enlisted for 4 years and signed up. And I went and talked to the recruiter, and within 3 weeks, I was on my way to San Antonio to go to basic training. So. Um, I had gone to a recruiter earlier, shortly after I turned 18, and went and talked to a recruiter one time. He was just, I guess he'd met his quota already for the month, and he was just real rude to me and just told me how difficult it was going to be because I didn't have a high school diploma. They would take you, but they wouldn't. You had to score higher on the test and stuff. But yeah, he was just real negative toward me, and I just walked out of there and was like, "Forget this." And then yeah, got myself in situation, baby on the way, and all that. And it's like, yeah, I don't care what he says to me this time. I'm not leaving until he signs me up. I turned 21 in basic training. My 21st birthday, I was in basic training. I joined the Air Force the day after Ronald Reagan got shot, March 31st, 1981. And I left basic training the day that someone shot the Pope. Purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. When people tell me thank you for your service, Raz, I always say it was an honor to serve. And it was. It definitely was an honor to serve. I'm glad I went in the Air Force versus anything else. But when I went to a recruiter station, and it was all four branches. Well, I think they had the Coast Guard there, but I didn't see anybody from the Coast Guard. But they had Army, Marines, Navy, and Air Force. And I was kind of on the fence between the Air Force and the Navy. And I walked in, and the Navy guys were standing there in like the lobby area, and they were wearing their sailor suits. And I looked at that and I said, there ain't no way I'm gonna wear that. That's stupid. That looks stupid. And so I walked straight into the Air Force recruiter. My first wife's dad was retired Air Force, and he kind of persuaded me as well. But yeah, I didn't care for the sailor suits. They still wear those. Their dress uniform is like an all white sailor suit. And all I could think of was little boys dressed up as sailors. Happiness is super important. Yeah, yeah, it certainly is. It certainly is. There's enough sadness and sorrow in the world that you need to drown it out with your own happiness. I think from you guys getting to know me a little bit, especially now that I've been doing these lives, and you get to see my face and see me smile, it's you know that I thrive on happiness. The sadness, being alone, being by myself, the sadness definitely seeps in. So it's definitely good to have people to talk to and support you and encourage you along your way. You currently cannot see me. Uh-oh. How about now? Your screen is black. How about everybody else? Vodka helps. Tequila definitely helps. God is great. How's that, Famita? Yes, friends make a world of difference. I should reset YouTube maybe. Raz says she sees me just fine. I see me just fine. Two peas in a pod. Who's two peas in a pod? Me and Joe, me and Raz, me and UT, me and Mustang. You were told you're going to Hawaii on a buddy system as a CB. Oh, okay, in the Navy. You can see me. Yay! Can't you see? Can't you see what that woman she been doing to me? Have you ever seen a baby stream on YouTube? No. Hawaii, let's go, Joe. Yeah, when I was in the Air Force, there was a guy who joined, and he is single, and he's in the Air Force for over a year, so he had a bunch of vacation or leave saved up, and he went, and there was a logistics base just north of us, and they flew cargo airplanes out of there, and he went up there and got on what they call a hop, where if you're military, you can get on an airplane and just go where they're going. And he did that for, I think, 40 days, and basically flew all the way around the world on that military airplane, and would, get off the airplane. He stopped in Hawaii. He was in Japan. He was in Germany. He went completely around the world doing that. And and I think he had like 45 days of leave saved up. Yeah, that was pretty cool. He definitely got his money's worth. Didn't pay a dime for it, other than when he stopped someplace he had to pay for a room. But I mean, back then, a room on base, if you could get quarters on base, it was only like $10 maybe for the night, if that. $5, $10. It wasn't much at all. So, but yeah, he stayed a few days in Hawaii. He went to Japan. Joe says we have to take a boat, Raz. That take a long time to go to Hawaii on a boat. You afraid of flying, Joe? Why couldn't you drive? My brother served 20 years in the Navy. You are afraid of flying? He's scared. He's scared. Brakes. Someone was talking about that the other day. Was it Trevor? Was talking about that. Joe Stonker, smelling indeed, and with it known, who knows what could be achieved. Okay, Joe Stonker, hello, welcome to the chat. What was my position in the Air Force? The job I had, the official title was aerospace. Everything in the Air Force is aerospace. Starts with aerospace. But aerospace physiological training specialist. Basically, I trained air crew members on the effects of flying at altitude. We went inside the altitude chamber, basically a big metal box, and you suck all the air out of it. And that's the same thing as being at altitude because the pressure of the air is decreased. And then we also trained ejection seat procedures for the pilots that were stationed there. They flew the two different airplanes. And ejection seat procedures and parachute procedures, stuff like that. So, what are you talking about, Famita? This video has been removed by the uploader. Your buddy made a career out of it, 22 years. Yeah. When I joined up, I'd watched a lot of my friends join, and I had quite a few that joined the Marine Corps because at that time, if you were a high school graduate and you joined the Marine Corps, you got like a $5,000 bonus, and that was in the late '70s, early '80s. The $5,000 was a lot of money, and you could almost buy a new car back then for $5,000. But yeah, they'd join, do their 3 years, and boom, they were out. Hated it the entire time. Army the same way. They'd do 3 years and get out. One friend joined the Air Force and he re-enlisted, and so that right there definitely told me that yeah, the Air Force was the way to go. He didn't come out the same. Thanks, T. That yeah, I had no idea when I went in the Air Force. I had no idea what I was going to be doing. When they did tell me what my job was going to be, even the guy that told me what my job was going to be had no idea what the job was, and it turned out to be a pretty good job, and I really enjoyed it. I regret a lot of times. I regret, and I know you shouldn't have regrets, but I do. I think back and I think, well, I should have never left the active duty and should have just stayed. But I probably, if I would have stayed, I mean, I was E5 when I left active duty. I probably would have retired at least to E7, maybe E8 or E9. E9 is the highest you can go in the enlisted rank. So, Joe, tell me about the greener grass, please. He's a real punk now. Was he Marines or Army? My best friend's in the Army. He immigrated here from Nigeria in 2019, and yeah, joined the Army a few years ago. Got his citizenship, became a U.S. citizen after he joined the Army, which that really surprised me because I went to a graduation from basic, And it really surprised me that because they announced how many people were from other countries, and I mean there's several hundred people that were graduating that day, but there were probably 40 or 50 people that were from citizens of other countries, and they were serving in the United States Army. So that kind of surprised me. He was in the Air Force and he was a punk. Oh man, bad name to the Air Force. What's my favorite ice cream? Anything chocolate. Yeah, my best friend. He's he's a pretty good guy. Takes good care of me. We met doing gig work. He was doing that. Definitely a hustler, and I mean he's definitely always out working. He used to go from here. He used to go up to Atlanta on like Friday night, Friday evening. He'd head up to Atlanta, and he would go up there and drive Uber in Atlanta all weekend long. He'd stop for a couple hours and get some sleep, and then he'd go right back at it doing Uber and delivering groceries. But yeah, he'd go up to Atlanta Friday, come back on Sunday evening, and he'd make like $2,000 on the weekend just doing that. Your brother was in the Navy. He's the one told me don't do it. Oh, okay. Yeah, my brother is older than me. He's about 4 years older than me, and he joined the Navy after I joined the Air Force. So, but he did his full 20 years. Retired after 20 years. That my friend used to go up to Atlanta. There's no way I would do that. I don't know if you've ever driven through Atlanta, but that place is a zoo. It's a mess. Drive traffic there. I just don't like that. You're thinking about it so you don't have to pay for college, and who knows, maybe I'll fall in love with it. Yeah, I've recommended military to my grandkids. Actually, I recommended the Air Force to my son, and he went and joined the Army, and he did 2.5 years, and yeah, it didn't go well. He's told me that he's regretted that before and wishes he would have listened to me, but he was being rebellious, and he was 18 already, and yeah, he went and joined the Army. Recruiter came to school, and they basically promised him the world, and yeah, so he joined the Army. But I've recommended several people. I tried to get my one granddaughter into the Air Force Academy, and there's a big process you have to go through for that. But one of them is you have to have a senator or a congressman actually endorse you or write a recommendation letter to the academy to get you into the academy. But she was starting on that process, just didn't really get into it much. Ended up going to nursing school, and now she's an RN. So, T, if you want any advice about the military, I'll be happy to tell you what I know about it. I mean, it's been a long time. I got out in 1987. So, but I think it's a good choice. I mean, I wouldn't join the Marines or the Army, still, just because they're the first ones to go to war. The Air Force has it right; they send all their officers to war. But the discipline that it gives you, the respect it gives you, not respect for you, but respect for other people and appreciation of other people. I think that all those are valuable lessons for people. Um, and yeah, you can get education. I joined as a high school dropout and left the military 7 years later, or 8 years later, with three college degrees. So, and I did have a couple. I think I had a $2,500 student loan. Some people look for greener grass. Greener grass don't get any greener except. Oh, I saw that. Okay, I saw that in your comments of the live stream, and now I know what you're talking about, Joe. The comments in Raz's live, you put something about the grass is always greener above the septic tank. Yeah, I remember that now. You heard the training camp is scary. It is, but keep your head low and don't cause any problems. I I more or less breezed through basic training. I don't know. I just kept my mouth shut, kept my head low, and listened as closely as I could to the orders. There's like a clip of some kid. It's some show that I never watched, but like a sitcom, and he joined this real goofy kid. He joined the army, I think, and then yeah, he turned his brain off, and all of a sudden he became a super soldier. So Raz is not looking for greener grass. You will lower the decking then, Raz. Joe, you'd go crazy if you ever saw my backyard. Joe, come show me how low it needs to go. Um, Marine T, as far as boot camp, yeah, Marine Corps and Army are probably, yeah, pretty scary. Um, there's videos on YouTube of the different boot camps. I'd watch the Air Force one and compare it to the Marine Corps. Yeah, big difference. But here's the thing: is they can't lay hands on you anymore. I mean, like they used to beat the crap out of people in basic training. So they don't do that stuff anymore. We even had a guy, and this was 1981. We had a guy. They had like an open session where anybody could express any concerns or anything, and we had a guy that raised his hand and said he'd appreciate it if the drill instructors didn't cuss so much. And they didn't. I mean, they said, well, we're not going to guarantee we're not going to cuss ever, but we'll try to keep it at a minimum. And they did. They did a pretty good job of it. So Joe saying if you kept it if you kept it shorter, you'd have golfers in your yard. Raz likes longer grass. They are still very vocal and not nice. Yeah, they definitely are. They definitely are. That was one thing I remember from basic training. I had my drill instructors were both males, but I remember walking by a group of new recruits, and the guy that was in the very front, which they go in height order, so the guy in the front is one of the tallest guys in the group, and he's standing there, and he's got this drill instructor who's a woman. She's basically yelling at his belly button and screaming and yelling at this kid and all. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But that's the only choice you got. So they push out the feelings. Yeah. Yeah, I remember the first night in basic training, this kid who was in the bed next to me, um, he was crying. He was crying when they finally let us go to sleep. And he ended up being a pretty good friend of mine through basic anyway. But yeah, he was real dark skinned black kid. He just turned 18, real young. And like I said, I turned 21 in basic, so I was a little bit older. But the first night they sent us to the showers and told us that we better shave, or that we were going to be shaved in the morning by them, and we wouldn't like that. So this kid shaved for the first time in his entire life. And he came back to the bunk, and he had his towel, and his towel was just covered in blood where he'd cut himself so many times shaving. Nice way to see the world when you're young. Yeah, if you want to see the world, join the Navy. I was in the Air Force and stationed when I was active duty. I was stationed at the same base the entire time. So I joined the Air Force in South Texas. It'll scream at you until you are numb to feelings. My grass is not greener. Well, Joe, if your grass is not greener, then you shouldn't be telling other people how to cut their grass. Because obviously it's not working, buddy. T, yours is brown. Yeah, too hot. Yep. My weeds are nice and green. If it weren't for the weeds in my yard, I probably wouldn't have to cut my grass once every 2 or 3 weeks. But with the weeds get so high, and there's so many of them. Yeah, Raz's grass is always nice and thick and green. It looks like Raz is doing a pretty good job, Joe. And you're saying yours isn't greener, so turns green in the winter. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Joe, maybe Raz needs to come down and show you how to take care of a yard, not year round, and how you feel. It's I don't know. She gonna come box your ears, Joe. It would be my pleasure. Yeah. Looks like Raz won that round there, Joe. Now that we think about it, you're saying your grass isn't greener, and hers is always nice and thick and green, real dark green too. Yeah, I think Raz won that bout. You don't like cutting grass or painting. Well, that's why you got brown grass, I guess, huh? I definitely understand. It was tough yesterday getting out and cutting grass. You got long hair? Okay. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, yesterday, by the time I was done cutting grass, my shirt was so soaked in sweat. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Raz is gonna cut your hair. She's gonna cut your hair like you want your grass cut. Want her grass cut, Joe. Your weeds are green. Yeah, same with mine. Yeah, Raz is gonna come cut your hair just like you want her grass cut. How's that, Joe? Well, I've hit my hour, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and sign off on here. Is that all right with everybody? You cut your own hair. I do too. I got some trimmers. I need to cut it. It's starting to get over my ears, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here, head back home, get down in the basement. It's supposed to rain the rest of the day, but it's nice and cool. Got the windows open, letting that cool air come in the house. It's kind of nice. I gotta film a little bit more and then start figuring out how to edit all this footage I have. Pretty soon you won't have Joe once Raz comes. Won't have hair, Joe, once Raz comes. Yeah. T, you're still getting beat out in the rankings though. Raz is number one. You're number two. Raz, I still think about you lowering the bar. All right, everybody. Looks like it's Raz, T, and Joe still here. I don't know if anybody else is still here, but thank everybody for coming along. I definitely appreciate it, helping me with my hours. Um, y'all take care. One more what? One more T? Oh, still here. All right, keep posting, T. We'll give you a second. Have a great day, y'all. Mama used to say. Make it happen, Dave. I'm not gonna ban you for for spamming Raz. Bye, Raz. To make it to the toot. Make it to the top. I don't think you're going to do it. If I had super chats on here, you could send me a super chat. Let's see. You both have 150 points, but I guess I don't know. Raz has more comments or something. You too broke for that? Yeah, I understand that. High school kid, high school student. You don't have no money. All right, T. I will talk to you all later. You take care. I'll see y'all on Raz's live tonight, probably. Bye, everybody.